Film students are learning from the masters of the film industry at the master classes. Filmmaking is like soccer. Every team member matters, said filmmaker Sujit Sirkar at the master class on filmmaking is a teamwork. Our correspondent Shyam Gaonkar visited the Film Bazaar, a platform for film sellers and buyers from across the world, which aims to discover, support and showcase South Asian content.
नमस्कार दोस्तों साथियों, आप सभी को प्यार भरा नमस्कार. इश्टानो आयचो विषय म्हजो जावन आसा फिल्म बाजार. येस इश्टानो, मनशाच्यो आवडी निवडी पुराय करपी सुवात म्हळ्यार बाजार. आनी आंतरराष्ट्रीय फिल्म महोत्सवाची जेन्ना गजाल येता तेन्ना फिल्म बाजार म्हळ्यार स्वर्ग सूख दिवपी सुवात जावन आसता. IFFI 2022 फिल्म बाजार ही दक्षिण आशियांतली सगळ्यात व्हडली चित्रपट बाजार. दक्षिण आशिया आणि आंतरराष्ट्रीय चित्रपट समुदाया मदीं सृजनशील आणि आर्थिक सहकार्यान फिल्म बाजार सदांच प्रोत्साहन करता. नॅशनल फिल्म डेव्हलपमेंट कॉर्पोरेशन म्हळ्यारूच NFDC मार्फत सुरू जाल्लो हो युनिक कॉन्सेप्ट 2007 सुरवात जाल्ली आनी तेन्ना सावन दक्षिण आशियांतल्या जागतीक फिल्म बाजारात विकसीत जाला. दर IFFI एडिशनात हातूंत राष्ट्रीय आनी आंतरराष्ट्रीय सहभाग वाडिल्लो आमी पळयतात. 5 दिसाच्या काळात संवसारभरातल्या फिल्म शॉपर्स आणि सेलर्स हांकां एकठांय हाडपाचो एक केंद्र बिंदू थारता. चित्रपट निर्मातो निर्मिती आणि वितरणातल्या दक्षिण आशियांतल्या सामुग्री आणि प्रतिभाची सोद घेवपाची सुवात हो फिल्म बाजार आमकां एक दुओ दिता. जो फिल्म बाजार आप अभी फिलहाल है उसके बारे में आपकी राय क्या है?
ये बहुत ही सुंदर प्लेटफॉर्म जो है सारे यंग फिल्म मेकर्स के लिए, हमारे जैसे यंग एंटरप्रेन्योर्स के लिए है, जहां हम एक दूसरे से मिल सकते हैं. जैसे इतने बड़े एक्टर, इतनी बड़ी हस्ती हमसे मिलती है और हमारे साथ डिस्कस करती है. कल बैठ के हमने एक मूवी की आइडिया भी डिस्कस कर ली. तो ये सारी इतनी फिल्में हैं, इनके लिए बाकी कहीं ऐसा बड़ा प्लेटफॉर्म है नहीं जहाँ बना तो ले फिल्म लेकिन बेचे कहाँ, देखेगा कौन. ये चीज़ें लोगों की जो डर रहता है कि कोई हमारी फिल्म देखेगा नहीं देखेगा, तो ये प्लेटफॉर्म जो फिल्म बाज़ार देता है यंग फिल्म मेकर्स को, बहुत ही सुंदर प्लेटफॉर्म है. क्योंकि हमारे जैसे लोग ऐसी फिल्में नहीं तो देख भी नहीं पाए. तो आई एम रियली हैप्पी, थैंक्स टू फिल्म बाज़ार वी गेट टू सी दिस मूवीज़. और ऐसा ही हमने भी एक कोशिश की है एक प्लेटफॉर्म बनाने की जहाँ स्क्रिप्ट राइटर्स अपनी स्क्रिप्ट पिच कर सकें. स्क्रिप्ट पिचर्स नाम है उसका. और जो भी नए स्क्रिप्ट राइटर्स हैं, चाहे आप कहीं पे भी इंडिया में बैठे हो और शायद ऐसी जगह ना आ पाए, तो हमारे साथ आप जुड़ सकते हैं और हम आपकी फिल्में ले जा सकते हैं टू प्रोड्यूसर्स, टू डायरेक्टर्स, OTT प्लेटफॉर्म्स तक. तो इसलिए हम यहाँ आए हैं सो सारे नए फिल्म मेकर्स से अच्छी नई आइडियाज़ पा सके हम और उन्हें वर्ल्ड में फैला सके.
खरेंच आमी जेन्ना थिएटर जावं टीव्हीचे पिक्चरां पळयता, फिल्मां पळयता, त्या फिल्मांनी जायते विचार आसता, विशय आसता आनी हे विचार आनी विशय प्रत्येक मनशाक भावता, आवडटा. इश्टानो, जायत्या फिल्मांनी आमी ड्रग्स हो विशय घेवन ताचेर फिल्मांतलीं चित्रां आनी फिल्मां जायतीं पळयल्लीं आसा. आनी होच विशय घेवन आमच्या गोंयांतली एक फिल्म मेकर संज्योता हुबळीकर सध्या एक फिल्म तयार करता. तिचो विशय सुद्दां ड्रग्स आसा. जेन्ना आमी फिल्म बाजाराची भोंवडी करताले तेन्ना अचकीत आमकां संज्योता मेळ्ळी. सो आमी तांचे कडेन जाणून घेवया की ताचे फिल्म आणि ताच्या फिल्मा विशीं थोडेशें. संज्योताबाई नमस्कार.
नमस्कार सर.
सो मला एक सांगा, तुमचं फिल्म आहे, विषय आसा ड्रग्स. सो त्याच्या संदर्भात थोडंसं आम्हाला सांगा.
ड्रग्स हो आता तुमकां खबरूच आसा सगळ्या कडेन, मतलब इट इज अ ग्लोबल इश्यू. ड्रग्साक लागून कितलेशे लोकांनी आपले प्राण गवयले आसा. आणि ड्रग्स एक असो आहा की कोविड तरी वयतलो, म्हणजे आयज नाल्यार फाल्यां वयतलो, पण हो सद्दां उरतलो ड्रग्स. सो ताका लागून हांवें पिक्चर काडला की आमचे फुडले जनरेशन ह्या आहारी वचूंक जायना ह्या ड्रग्सच्या हितून, तेंच्यांनी आपले प्राण गवयचे न्हय. म्हणून हांवें हो टॉपीक काडला सर. आणि माझें इंटेंशन कितें आसा, आमची जी आतां फुडली जनरेशन आहा ती स्ट्रॉंग आसली जाल्यार आमचो देश स्ट्रॉंग रावतलो. आनी म्हाका हे मॅसेज सगळे वर्ल्ड वायड दिवंक जाय की लायफ इज व्हेरी प्रेशियस, सो लीव विथ हॅपिनस, don't destroy your life by having drugs, consuming drugs.
बाय संजीवतान वेवस्थीत सांगलें की लायफ इज प्रेशियस आनी होच विशय घेवन ड्रग्स हो विशय घेवन ताणें केल्लें फिल्म आमकां बेगिनात बेगीन थिएटरान पळोवपाक मेळटली अशी आस्त बाळगुया आमी तांकां ऑल द बेस्ट म्हणुया थँक्यू व्हेरी मच
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir.
इश्टानो मणिपूर ही भारतांतली ज्वेल सिटी म्हणून वळखली वता अंदू वर्सा 53व्या आंतरराष्ट्रीय फिल्म महोत्सवात मणिपुरी सिनेमा आपल्या गौरवशाली भांगरा उत्सव मनयता आनी भारतीय पॅनोरमा खाला मणिपूर राज्य चित्रपट विकास सोसायटीन क्युरेट केल्ले 5 फीचर आनी 5 नॉन फीचर फिल्माचो आस्पाव जाल्लो आसा फाल्यांच्या सेक्शनार अशीच कितें तरी नविदाद पळोवंक विसरूं नाकात तो मेरेन नमस्कार.
Runa Aggarwal has been attending several screenings and she spoke to the producer of the Kazakh film Happiness, a film that caught at the heartstrings of women delegates here.
Kazakh film Happiness screened to a packed cinema hall. Director Askar Uzabayev, known for his work in comedy and drama, has made his first film on the subject of domestic violence, deeply prevalent in Kazakh society. Statistics show that there are hundreds of women incarcerated in jail for violence or killing of their husbands, and 70% of those acted in self-defense. A film that was produced independently with no state aid or support, it won the Audience Prize at the Berlin Panorama. While it will be screened at the Kazakh International Film Fest next week and formally released there in January, it remains to be seen whether it can catalyze the much-needed reforms to change society. Can you tell us why you and the director Askar chose to make this film now?
This topic always touched me, always, and it was something I really wanted to make. I have seen it in so many families, by so many friends, it's something that's needed to be addressed. And at some point when pandemic started, Oscar called me and said, this is time for us to make this film. And as a man, he said that I really want to make this statement as a man, because of course, for me as a woman, it was always important, but we had to unite, to be together from both sides and to make this statement and to make a change. And the biggest goal is to make a new law, that because till now there is no such law in Kazakhstan that actually protects women. I know that in many countries in the world there are these laws that are still not protecting very well, but at least we can make some steps, we can go this way, and it's very important.
You made the film during the pandemic. Apart from the fact that it was an extremely difficult subject to deal with, how difficult was it to film during the pandemic?
This film was filmed in a faraway area, so we had to keep on the precautions and everything. Unfortunately, Kazakhstan was badly hit by pandemic at some point, but we still could go on because there were other films that were stopped because someone got sick. With this film, we could go on, and it was great. We could also develop this film during pandemic. This was a good point because we had more time. We were all sitting at home in different places, but we could work on a script together.
From table talk to something off the table, let's talk to a delegate at the festival this year. We're at the 53rd IFFI in conversation with Chandra, who's visiting the festival. Chandra, how's it been so far?
It's great, amazing, and then after pandemic, the first festival I'm attending, so overwhelmed.
Freedom all of a sudden, no?
Yes, freedom all of a sudden. Now you are not out, because during all those 2.5 years we were out. We were realizing everything, every content, watching thousands of hours, but we were outside. Finally we are in after so much struggle.
Any other films that you're particularly looking at catching up on?
Yes, there was one movie of Sujay Ghosh. That one I would like to watch. But mostly I'm here also to watch another movie and then acquire for Chinese market or the world market where we are catering. So that's the main aim, to be here also to watch movie and then acquire for the world market.
Well, I think the mandate given was that we have to get to as close to Marsh Dukan as possible. So hopefully we're well on that way already.
Yes, and the most important, which makes IFFI, as Anna Kachko said during her presentation, that the Indian audience are the best audience, And I tell you, she is right in ways possible, because I've been to many festivals in the world. This kind of reference, this kind of response is amazing. As I told last, like, audience Tuesday morning full, and they were touching the feet of the Oscar after watching the movie. People were crying. They were not able to ask the questions. Even the professionals were not able to ask the question. So what she said, she has not been a part of these experiences or the Oscar. So many festivals. He has produced 24 movies. But this makes IFFI the best, one of the best festivals in the world.
Thank you for speaking to us, and it is true. In India, we love all things film.
Sachin Chatte, a film critic and sports commentator, always has a ringside view of the various events and films at the festival. Sachin takes a closer look at the film personalities who have passed on, whose films are being screened in the homage section, and much more.
Hello and welcome to this segment where I'll be talking about the homages at IFFI this year, along with what to watch. Well, amongst the homages, there is a tribute to Douglas Trumbull, this special effects guy who was involved in films like 2001 Space Odyssey and even Star Trek. This year at IFFI, 2001 A Space Odyssey has been screened, which is a groundbreaking film. Well, Douglas Trumbull was very much involved with the special effects, which were way ahead of its time when the film was released. The Stanley Kubrick film, of course, is a landmark when it comes to science fiction movies. The other homage is for Bob Rafelson, the director of films like 5 Easy Pieces, which has been screened at IFFI this year. Bob Rafelson also made another memorable film called The Postman Always Rings Twice. This film, of course, has Jack Nicholson in the lead role, which he had another towering performance like most of the films during his illustrious career. There's also a homage to Ivan Reitman, the director-producer who produced films like Up in the Air, but the film which he directed, which became a cult classic, was Ghostbusters, which has been screened at IFFI this year. The film has Dan Aykroyd, it also has Sigourney Weaver, it also has Bill Murray, and there was also a sequel to it which came out a couple of years ago. That was the impact of this film. So Ghostbusters, a lovely light-hearted comedy and a fun film which is being screened as a homage to Ivan Reitman this year at IFFI. Peter Bogdanovich is one of the big names when it comes to Hollywood films. He was a well-known screenwriter as well as a director. The Last Picture Show, one of the films which he directed, which also won an Oscar for Best Picture, is being screened. Bogdanovich, of course, is known as a writer as well as a filmmaker who also made films like Paper Moon, which received critical acclaim as well as it was loved by audiences. Among the foreign films, the homage this year is to Monica Vitti, the actress who worked a lot with Michelangelo Antonioni, and her film Red Desert is being screened. Antonioni, of course, the Italian filmmaker, is a big name when it comes to world cinema, who has left an indelible mark. And one of Vitti's best performance was in this film called Red Desert, which is being screened at IFFI this year. There are lots of films to choose from at IFFI this year, and there are a couple of masters who are at work. One of the films is by Park Chan-wook, the very well-known South Korean director who's made films like Old Boy, and he also directed Handmaiden. Well, this year his film Decision to Leave is being screened at IFFI, and what a remarkable film it is. Park Chan-wook, of course, won an award at the Cannes Film Festival for the Best Director. Well, the film is a murder mystery of sorts, but the plot is not so much about who did what. It's just about the style and the mark that Park Chan-wook leaves on every frame, every shot. Do watch this film called Decision to Leave. The one film that I'm looking forward to at IFFI is called Triangle of Sadness, which won the Palme d'Or, which is the top award at the Cannes Film Festival this year. Now, Ruben Östlund made a film in 2017 called Square, for which he won the Palme d'Or, and his next film was Triangle of Sadness, which also won the Palme d'Or, which is quite a remarkable achievement. Now, interestingly, this film has divided the opinion among critics. The Guardian thrashed the film and gave it 2 stars, but to each his own, as they say. But I'm looking forward as to why it was awarded the Palme d'Or. The film is called Triangle of Sadness. Well, that's all from me for now. I'll be back with you tomorrow with more movie recommendations and other things to talk about at IFFI. Till then, it's goodbye.
Priti Soiru has been having a wonderful experience at the festival. She tells us more about the Kannada film Nanu Kusuma.
नमस्कार. गोंयांत चालू आशिल्ल्या 53व्या IFFI महोत्सवात आमी पळयता जायतीं फिल्मां, जायत्या भाशेंतलीं ही फिल्मां आसा. एकूच तेंचो ध्येय आसा की भांगराचो मोर म्हणजे फर्स्ट प्रायज जे आसा जे 40 लाखाचे ते कोण मेळयतलो. बद्दल हांव आयज सांगूंक सोदतां तें म्हणल्यार नान कुसुमा. नान कुसुमा म्हणल्यार आय एम कुसुमा, हांव कुसुमा असो तेजो मिनींग. आनी हे फिल्म जे आसा ते ICFT युनेस्को गांधी अवॉर्डा खातीर कम्पीट करतले. हेचे डायरेक्टर जे जावन आसा जे कृष्णे गावडा आनी ते इतले बरे डायरेक्टर आसा की तेंच्यांनी आतां पर्यंत 3 फिल्मां डायरेक्ट केल्या आनी 15 फिल्मां प्रोड्यूस केल्या. नानू कुसुमा ह्या फिल्मान आमची जी बायलां आसा ती खरीच सेफ आसा काय ना, तांकां आपलो रायट्स मेळटा काय ना हें खूब बरे तरेन दाखोवन दिल्लो आसा. एक बायलेचें रूप ह्या पिक्चरान आमकां पळोवंक मेळटा. खरेंच गांधीजीचें राम राज्य आजुनूय लोक पाळटात हो प्रश्न उपस्थित केला. आनी एक तेची एक्ट्रेस जी जावन आसा ग्रीष्मा श्रीधर, ह्या एक्टर्सान नानू कुसुमा फिल्मांतली ती एक्टर आनी तिणें बरो रोल केला.
I play Kusuma in Nanu Kusuma. It is the story of a girl who's being surrounded by hyenas all the time, who's being pushed into corners and who's constantly finding herself in problems or troubles. And to do this character, it was quite disturbing. It was exhausting because we have a lot of material. It's heartbreaking to say that about assault, about rape, about these survivors and victims. We hear about that in news every day, or we read about it, or all of us have or know someone who have experienced these kind of things.
तर डायरेक्टराच्या म्हणण्या प्रमाणे हो मुवी इतलो बरो आसा आनी ह्या डायरेक्टराची फिल्मांय बी अशीच बायलांच्या जे शोशण जाता किंवा बायलांक आपले रायट्स आनी इक्वेलिटी खातीर झगडचें पडटा ते संघर्शाचेर पिक्चर आसा. आनी ही फिल्मां ते आनिकूय करतले अशें ते म्हणटा. तर 53व्या इफीत आयची ही अपडेट इतलीच. आनिकूय मुखार आमी घेवन येतली. जोडून रावा दूरदर्शनाच्या सांगातान. हांव प्रिती. 53व्या इफीत गोंयांत तुमकां नमस्कार.
Film actors not only attend the festival as stars of their shows, but attend as delegates too. The Tamil actress Mecca Rajan met our man at the helm of affairs and a veteran broadcaster of over 19 film festivals in Goa, Savio de Noronha. Listen on.
With me, Mecca, a big welcome to Doordarshan and to IFFI in Goa. How's Goa treating you?
Well, as always, Goa just blows everyone's mind, and it's a place that we all feel so happy to come back to. I'm really happy to be at the 53rd International Film Festival of India in Goa, and it's been a long pending dream because of having to look after home and work and baby and all of that. So I'm very thrilled to be here this time.
Mecca, you are so multifaceted. You're an actor, you're a voice artist, and you're a singer as well, and a theatre personality as well. So, which of these came first to you in your journey?
Well, actually, when I was in school, I thought I might end up becoming a doctor. But then when I went into college, I realized the dramatics were kind of tugging at my heart. And that's where it all started, in front of the mirror, mouthing dialogues, repeating myself. And then one thing led to another. Then the Miss India happened when I was in Bombay. I was cabin crew for Jet Airways, and so that kind of gave me a little insight into Bombay and the glitz and glamour field there. Then I moved back to the south, and I've been doing all of it. Like you said, there's theatre, there's TV, there's film, documentaries, and right now even the OTT space. Well, I wouldn't say one thing is better than the other. I think they all complement each other and supplement each other, and I can always learn from something and put it to use in another medium. I also do voice work, so everything is just it's a beautiful amalgamation of all creative expressions. So my first film where I played protagonist, in fact the title role is a Malayalam film called Kabini, which in fact was shown on Doordarshan itself. It was made by an national award-winning director in Malayalam, Mr. Ambali.
Shed some light on the title bestowed upon you by your fans, Hammam Mother.
Oh God, yeah, that's it's like a dual-edged sword. So yes, Hammam Amma or Hammam Mom as they call me. So I've been working with the HUL and the brand Hammam for the last 5 odd years and still counting. And it's really changed the way people look at the soap per se and the way they perceive me. And I think it's wonderful because it stands for girl empowerment and girl power, which is very, very dear to me as well. So I think it's been a thorough privilege, and I'm very, very proud to be associated with them.
So there you go, Meka Rajan sharing her thoughts with us at the International Film Festival of India in Goa, and I'm sure she's going to have a great time. And if you are watching this interview, it's time to hop into the IFFI at 53 bandwagon on Doordarshan.
The 53rd IFFI has introduced new elements and exciting experiences this year. One such is exhibition showcasing technology. Bambino Dias, looking dapper, who is the man for all things technology related, tells you more.
The Film Technology exhibition at the 53rd International Film Festival of India brings what's new in the arena of entertainment technology. Film enthusiasts visiting the exhibition get a glimpse of the usage of technology in the context of film art and aesthetics, and how these elements reciprocate each other in making of the viewer experience. Leading manufacturers of cinema equipment are participating in the event. This exhibition showcases the state-of-the-art equipment that is being used by the production houses and which are being used by industry experts in contemporary cinema production. I'm happy to have with me Mr. Yashodhan, who's the founder of 360 VRFX. This really wonderful subject that, is probably going to define the future of film industry. A little bit about how you came into this.
First of all, pleasure to be here, and part of IFFI. It's a first experience for me. Lot of great energies. When I am talking about VR, so basically last 22 years we are in technology, and 6.5 years we are invested completely all resources, efforts to build up something which is more useful. So we worked with Indian Navy, we worked with Mumbai Metro and many other, where big projects, construction industry, medical industry. But everywhere we try to make something, because of that the decision making can be more accurate. Before they invest in something, their efforts, time and money, we made them understand their exact need and where they are going wrong or how they can correct it. So when FTI contacted us, and then they said, you should be a part of the film industry, a creative industry. So we got the great opportunity, and now last 3 days are amazing. We met great, creative directors, producers and actors are giving complete reactions, which we never ever experienced. It's a very satisfactory thing for us, because being a creator, we should see the reaction. So right now what we are showing is the metaverse. So the metaverse can change everything. Virtual reality was there for a longer time, but now metaverse is a upgraded thing. Creative fraternity can think about it and they can align themselves accordingly, and we are here to help them, so we are not getting into the creation part, but we are getting into the actual space where they can create.
How challenging do you see it getting into the films from doing projects like railways or navy into films?
Challenging, it's basically the infrastructure requirement is huge, humongous. The data centers and server requirement and the bandwidth.
Alright, so there you are, you see Mr. Yashodhan, who's so confident about this wonderful technology that is going to be surely defining the future of not only movies, but just about everything that we are going to look at, the way entertainment per se is concerned. So we wish you all the very best, Yashodhan, and we hope to see your technology that you create for real. Yes, absolutely. Yes. Thank you so much. So there you are. That's Mr. Yashodhan, of course, of 360 VRFX, right here at the FTI stall, where we're going to see technology that's going to help not only film, but especially those creative minds as well. It's going to help them into getting something different, and maybe in the next few editions of IFFI, we are going to see just that, a lot of technology and a lot of new things that you could look out to. So we're taking you back to, of course, our lovely capsule on DD Goa. Thank you so much.
Attending a masterclass at the festival, I spoke to young media students who were impressed with the masterclasses. The Inox complex and the Martinez Palace complex with two young film delegates. Hi, girls.
Hi, myself Saloni Shaha. I'm from Pune.
Hi, my name is Muskan and I'm from Pune to SNDT University.
You are media students, you told me, and this is your first time at the film festival. I know it's just 2 days old, but how has been your experience this last 2 days?
It has been really very great. We have been attending a few master classes and we also attended a movie named A Love Affair in Marriage. And we also attended master classes with Mark Osborne sir. And right now we came back from one master class from Nawazuddin sir. And it was really very great and a very beautiful experience we are having.
What about you?
So being a media student, you learn a lot when you come here. And listening to all these great characters like directors and all the actors, you learn so much from them and how their life journey has been and how they shoot. And we attended one masterclass with V. Vijendra Prasad sir, which is the screenwriter of Bahubali, RRR and many other blockbusters. And I think he was such a down-to-earth soul and he gave such informations to the young adults that everybody needs to listen, I think.
We are truly so inspired from them and it was really very great.
So you had a great start to the film festival and so many more days to go. And you know something of these 75 creative minds that we are, that is on in the second year of this film festival. And that is to encourage young students to take up filmmaking as a career. Now, after listening to these master classes with these greats, is your mind traveling to those directions in some way, whether it's costume design or, whether it's animation, like you just saw the animation movie? Are you thinking on those lines?
Actually, it is a very wide area and there are many, many different roles. So now we are still figuring out and we are now exploring a lot. And then we will surely decide what to do.
So I'm actually very interested in filmmaking. I also have a YouTube channel where I post videos and edit them. So one time I will think about it in the future if I have to make it a big thing or not.
Oh, wow, great. I mean, we want to wish you all the best for that. And do you come to Goa often or this is your first visit?
Often. This is my second visit.
Okay, so you have other things planned away from the film festivals? Maybe you're a foodie, you love music, or have you been walking on the promenade on the riverfront?
Yes.
Well, there are over 7,000 delegates registered for the film festival and very many of them are young students, young delegates making their first appearance or probably their second appearance at the film festival because last 2 years was a virtual mode. And I want to thank the two media students here from Pune who have given us time and spoke about their experiences at the master classes. All the very best, girls, and thank you
so much.
Heady mix of films only in Goa, the home of the movies and the film festival since 2004. I'll be heading out to catch a film soon. Let's meet up again tomorrow with more happenings from Panjim, Goa. Adios from me, Oreerna.